Yarny friends, how's it going? Rachel here with Yarn at Play. I am so excited to talk to you guys today. Tried filming last night. Battery on my camera was dead. So here's take two. It's a new day. My battery is charged on my camera. We should be set to go. So first things first, if you have not seen it yet, at yarnatplay.com, I have a bunch of new super fun merch out. So if you want tote bags for your yarn bag, if you want mugs, t-shirts, stickers, I got all kinds of fun stuff over there, and there's only going to be more things to come, and it's not going to just all be just like my logo on it. I'm going to come up, I used to actually design t-shirts back in the day, so I'm planning on making a bunch of fun t-shirts, mugs, everything else that just have really fun crochet sayings and knit sayings and all the yarny fun stuff on them, and I will have those available at yarnatplay.com. So if you've not checked that out yet, please go do that. I can't wait to see what you guys think of that stuff, because I live for feedback. I need feedback. I want to know what you guys think. So go ahead and check that out. And of course, the proceeds from any sales on my website go to support the channel here. So let me show you what I have. I have so many whips. Well, no, I have so many finished objects. I need another cup of coffee, you guys. It's empty. My coffee cup is empty. I need more. My brain isn't working. I have so many finished objects, and I have a couple of whips. And I have some yarn to show you because I can't resist. Now, this is some yarn that I actually got a little while ago, and I haven't dug into it yet, so I figured I'd show you what it is. Okay. Let's start with finished objects. I did a tutorial for this hat. And that is the last video that I did. I uploaded that earlier this week. This is a machine knit brim with a crocheted top. My lighting, oh my goodness. Y'all, I fight with my lighting so much. Is that better? No. I'm just gonna turn my light off and see if that's better. That's better color. So this yarn on the bottom here is Softly Baby that I used on my knitting machine from Ice Yarn. And this top here is Mystique from Ice Yarn, worked up into that beanie. Now the top half of this beanie is my 1 hour beanie pattern. If you've not seen that video, I will link it up above. But yeah, that is one whip. I'm super happy with that. I think that is, or F-O, I can't talk, y'all. My goodness. Okay, so that's my first finished object with a cute little poofy on the top. So there's one. Now I wore this in a video, and I figured I would show you, so this is my personal set that I've made for myself, because I fell in love with this yarn and I had to make something out of it. So here's the beanie, granny stitch with a crochet brim, and that is Roll With It Melange from Red Heart, and the brim is Soft and Sleek, Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek from Hobby Lobby. So there's the beanie, and I made this hat to go with this triangle granny stitch cowl scarf that I made out of that Roll With It melange. You can see that's the front, and then that's the back, so it goes up like it's a turtleneck. And so it's a really nice fringy cowl scarf. So if you didn't see it in that video, I will put this on for you. I fell so in love with it that this one's mine forever. I'm keeping it. I love it so much. So there's my cowl scarf with the point. Da da da. You can see how far it comes down. Right there. And then the hat to go with it. I'm not going to leave this on the whole time because I'll probably wind up sweating my face off, but, you know. There is the hat that matches, and I actually have also been working on some fingerless fold-over mitts to go with it, so I will show you. This is not obviously fully completed, but here is the mitt with just a tiny bit of my thumb poking out so I can still use my phone. But if I want to not be cold, I can just pull this down and kind of hide my thumb in it. That was my idea. I intentionally made this a little bit tighter than it probably should have been so that I can hide my thumb in it. There is that with the same yarn as all of these. And then I have this little flappy here with the button loop. So this is gonna go on the back so that when my fingers get cold, I can just flap that over and have a full mitten. All of this using that Roll With It melange. I want to say the colorway is Catwalk. I'm pretty confident that the colorway is Catwalk. But either way, I made the scarf, I loved it. It was like, well, I gotta make a hat to match. Made the hat, loved it. And I was like, well, now I need to make mittens to match. And they're not, this and this is granny stitch. This is not, I can't remember what the name of the stitch is. It's the one where you do a single crochet, then a double crochet, then a single crochet, then a double crochet all the way around. Because it just gives it a little bit more texture. But it's still a really thick fabric, so it's nice for mittens. I can't remember what the name of that stitch is. But that is the little happy winter set that I'm making for myself because it got cold. It was in the 70s most of the past couple of weeks. I'll leave the scarf on. And then just in the last 2 days, like highs are in the 50s and it's rainy. This is all Fahrenheit. So it's been rainy and cold the past few days. I've been living in my sweatshirt because it's just cozy and I don't like being cold. And we have a 100-year-old house, which is better now because we had all the windows replaced last year. And that goes a long way to keeping the heat in the house. But it's still a drafty old house. And so it gets cold in here. And I don't like having my heat up high. So we bundle. It's cool. All right. So I made this. I'm going to do a tutorial on this, you guys. That's going to happen because I am absolutely in love with this. And I've made 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I've made 4 of these now. These granny stitch V-neck cowl scarves. I absolutely love them. And I am going to make some more in this yarn. And I am going to have them available on Yarn at Play as well. If anyone is interested in purchasing one. If they can't, you know, get the yarn for some reason. So that's that. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, my next one. Now this is not the granny stitch. This was me just kind of faffing around, playing around, figuring out if I could do the same kind of concept with the V bottom and the turtleneck, but in that pattern on that one scarf that I made a really long time ago, where it was the double crochet and then the chain 1 double crochet, chain 1 double crochet. And it worked out. I'm not super in love with it. I mean, I love the yarn. This is Cake's Chain from Ice Yarn. And this is just super squishy soft. Like, it's great. This is not as squishy soft. Now, I've yet to wash this. So I'm hoping that it loosens up and becomes a little less stiff after I wash it. That's not to say that this isn't comfortable. It is. It's not drapey. You know what I mean? It has a little bit you can see it. Like, it has some stiffness to it. It's not like floppy, which I prefer in a scarf. This is very floppy and drapey. And the color gradient fade is just beautiful. I'm filming this during the day, so you'll hear my kids in the other room. So that's, technically this is a whip. I think I might just rip this all back, even though it's basically done, and just do it in the granny stitch, because I think I like the look of the granny stitch better. And I'm curious to see what this gradient color would look like in a granny stitch. Isn't that beautiful? Cake's Chain, Ice Yarn, link in the description. Love, love, love this yarn. So squishy soft. Love it. Okay, next. This is another finished object. And this one, having a really hard time deciding if I'm going to keep this one too and make a full set out of it because I absolutely love this one too. Okay, I'll take this off because I need to model it. I'm so in like fall mode. And I love wearing scarves. I love wearing scarves in fall and winter. Love, love, love it. So I've been like making all of the things. Okay. So I think if you guys saw that past, check that out. It was one of my Hobby Lobby hauls, I think. It was, because this yarn is from Hobby Lobby. I got some of this gradient yarn, and this is, I love this yarn in a type of gradient, and it is, I mean, look at those colors. Is that not beautiful? And I took the same pattern concept, the same stitch that I do for my 1 hour beanie, and I put it into a cowl scarf form. Now I am probably gonna put fringe on this. I just haven't done it yet because I love fringe. I'm always, I mean, if I can fringe something, I'm probably gonna fringe something. And then the top, it's the same thing. It just goes around the top like that. And there's the back. And I always want my V-necks to be a little bit longer, so I do my round so it's like the width that I want it to go around my head, and then I start working and around going down just with the V so that the V is longer, and then do the top. Anyways, I'll put this on for you. This one is so stinking buttery soft and cozy. Like, and I made the neck tight enough on this one that it's very easy to just pull up and stay there and actually use as something to keep my face warm in the winter. Because if you know anything about Michigan winters, it gets real cold and we get lots of snow. There's something called lake effect snow, you guys. If you're not from Michigan, you didn't know that. So the air comes over the lake and it creates precipitation off of the cold lake, and then it drops all that precipitation in Michigan. So we get tons of lake effect snow. So it might not be a snowstorm, but you can just be driving along and all of a sudden you're in a whiteout because there's a band of lake effect coming across the road, and like 2 miles later there's no snow. Good times. Anyways, I like being warm in the winter, and I love winter. So I think that this is actually really great, especially I think of like putting gas in my car in the winter. That's perfect. And it looks so stinking cute. Here, I'll show you. This one, the point is down lower. And this stitch work, because it's that like ridged, it is super chunky and cozy, like thick, warm, holds in all that heat because it has those variations. So it's like working like a thermal. It's really, really nice. I love it. And I'm probably going to do a tutorial on this as well at some point because I'm just so happy with it. Y'all, I've been busy. I've been hooking. I've been doing all the things, and it's been really, really lovely. So that is that. And I will post the link to this yarn in the description as well. Hobby Lobby you can only get in the United States. Yeah. Red Heart Melange, this stuff, I would assume that Red Heart would ship this internationally. I just have no idea how much that would cost for y'all. Oof, yeah. But of course, ice yarn is available internationally. All right, and then I will show you my last whip. Now, if you watched my ice yarn haul, I got that rainbow, like, palette of colors for a blanket that I had in my head. And I decided that the pattern that I was going to do for that blanket, I just didn't want to do. Like, I knew what the stitch was. I wasn't in the mood to do that stitch. And I've just been so in love with Granny Stitch lately because I can do it without even looking at it. And it goes so fast. And it's just, I don't know. It's that repetitive, meditative, just knocking it out, getting it done. And I've just been loving it. So we decided to go C2C with it. And this is what I have so far. I don't have a stitch marker in it, so I'm probably going to pull out some stitches, but that's okay. This is what I have so far. And this is all Softly Baby. So I'm planning on doing rainbow stripes up the blanket with these chunks of this light beige color in between. And then there's the the rainbow stripes. And I think that I am going to alternate. So the next rainbow stripe that I do, I think I'm going to start with the purple and go to the pink and then just alternate it back and forth. But I am loving the pop of those colors. They are turning out so, so pretty. I love that color pop. So pretty. And the great thing about this too is because it's a triangle, is that if I really wanted to, guess what I could do? Because I'm not obsessed with doing that at all. But there's that. So this is my slow working project, my slow working whip. I am just kind of knocking out a few rows on this every few days. And it's not going to be a full-size blanket. It's going to be a baby blanket. But it's feeling really nice, and the colors, I love the colors. I love rainbows. So that is my current whip. So much, you guys. If you found this interesting or entertaining so far, be sure to hit that like button for me, would you? All right, so here is the Roll With It melange that I have to show you. What color is this? Curtain Call. All right, so I've shown you Roll With It melange from Red Heart before. And I love this yarn. Like the color breakdowns, I can't find other color breakdowns like this in other yarns that I found. I mean, if you know of other yarns that give you very similar color breakdowns like this, let me know in the comments because I'd be very interested to know. This color is called Curtain Call. And it's just beautiful. And I can get it for cheap. This is a skein that has 389 yards. So I can do a full one of these with one of these like no problem. And then I have leftover. Not a ton leftover, but I have leftover. Like enough that I could probably do at least one mitt. Maybe 2 mitts. Maybe a hat. But I have leftover. If I'm going to do a full set with like the hat, the scarf, and the mitts, I'm going to buy 2 of these. But just to be on the safe side. But that's beautiful. And the thing is, I'm suspicious of Hobby Lobby in general. And I'm suspicious of this because this is the second time that it's happened now. I go to the store and they have it for sale, $8.99, right? When online, it's listed for $6.99 a skein. And I only ever buy from Hobby Lobby on sale weeks. I don't go there unless it's 30% off because otherwise their yarn is just too expensive. And I am planning on doing a whole video on how I price my yarn. And you can do it by the yard or meter, or you can do it by the gram. And if you are a person who sells their work, the best way for you to get a really accurate pricing on how much you're spending in materials and yarn is to break down your cost per gram and then weigh your item when it's finished. Hot tip for you. I'm going to do a video on that soon, probably next week. But, so they have it in store $8.99, online $6.99. So I always have to, when I go to pick some up in store, because Hobby Lobby's website is trash. Never order from their website. You will always pay shipping, and it's nonsense. Anyways, I go into store to buy it. I always have to pull it up on my phone saying, hey, the price online is different than the price that you have on your sticker in store. Plus, when it's on sale 30% off, that means that it's $4.89 a skein, which this is worth $4.89 a skein all day long. I'm not sure I'd be buying if it was $8.99 a skein. Call it the cheap person in me, but $8.99 a skein of yarn is a lot. And I know that there's a lot of yardage in here, but I don't know. I'm not sure I'd be in it for $8.99 a skein. Not when I'm trying to make things and keep my costs down so that I can resell at a reasonable price. Because that's always a factor. If it was just for me and I wasn't planning on reselling it, then yes, I would probably spend $8.99 a skein. But if my goal is to make it in order to resell it, then I want to keep my material costs as low as I possibly can so that I can provide a better value for other people and sell it at a rate that they will be happy with and that I still make a profit on. Tangent, there you go. So this is the one that I got from there. Anyways, I pull it up on my phone. I show them the discrepancy in price, and so far they've always honored it, and they said, well, we'll honor the online price, which is fine. And I'm okay with that, but I just wish that they would not label it $8.99 so I don't have to pull up my phone. Like, your prices in store should be the same prices that they are online. And I think it's a little shady that they're not, because most people don't go to their website. Most people aren't going to do their homework. They're not going to hunt it down. I do, because I want to know for sure that I am getting the best price that I can. I yarn shop online a lot, you guys. I'm always looking for good deals. Anyways, that's my little rant about Roll With It Lunch. And as far as I know, I can't get this in store at a different store. I don't think that they have it in store anywhere other than a Hobby Lobby. Like, I think that Joann's might sell it too, but you have to get it shipped. I'll double check on that. I'm not sure. Anyways. And even if it was at Joann's, I still can't get a better price than $4.89 a skein. You know. Anyways, this one is, I have one more colorway here. This one is called Hollywood. And it is beautiful, and I love it. The purples and the blues. It's just pretty lavender. Even some orange in there. It's beautiful. Anyways, I love Roll With It Melange. It's a fantastic yarn. It's a little bit sticky when you're working with, like, I always hate curling yarn sticky. It's not super glidey on the hook, I'll put it that way, but I don't even care. Like, the fact that it's a little bit stiff once it's worked up, and it's a little bit, you know, it's not very glidey on the hook, I don't even care, because it turns out looking like that. I'm happy. And I'm confident that, because it's starting to soften up more the more I wear it, and I'm confident that once I wash it, it'll get a little bit more drapey as well. Anyways. Oh, that was a lot, you guys. That was a lot. We are so close. Did you guys know this? I am like 50 some watch hours away from hitting 4,000 watch hours and being able to apply to be monetized, which means that I actually can get some money from YouTube for all of this work that I'm putting in, which is incredible. My personal goal was to be monetized, or at least be able to apply for monetization, because the whole application process can sometimes take a while. But my goal was to be able to be eligible to be monetized and apply for monetization by the end of October. We're definitely going to hit that. I expect to hit that in the next day or two, if not sooner, which is absolutely amazing. You guys are amazing. Thank you for hanging out with me and watching these videos and just being here. I love this. I love you guys. I'm so glad that way back in April, I decided to hit that record button and just start. I didn't know what I was doing, had no idea, but I just started, and here we are. And I just am so thankful for that. So thank you. I will definitely let you know once we hit that monetization goal. And I am planning on doing some sort of hooray, things are monetized giveaway. But I'm planning on doing that like once all the application goes through and it's like official and like done. So keep an eye out for that. I have no idea how long that'll take. I don't. But we're getting close. And I'm just so excited. Definitely have things all swatched up, ready to do some in-depth yarn reviews for you guys, ready to do some more tutorials for you guys, ready to do some of that, like, it's not very exciting yarny content, but like that price breakdown stuff. Because I've had people ask me, like, how do you do the price breakdown? Like, how do you understand how, like, you know, if you're doing an ice yarn order, how much, like, you're actually paying per skein? Or, like, I've had other people, because I put it out there, it was like, I feel really silly, like, calculating all my yarn down to the price per gram. And then I had a bunch of people who were like, how do you do that? I want to know how to do that. That would be really valuable for me. So a non-math person is going to do some math for you and record it. But in the meantime, definitely check out yarnatplay.com. I've been having so much fun getting back into like my little graphic design, amateur graphic design, t-shirt designing, fun sayings, coffee mugs, all of the fun stuff. So definitely check that out. Yeah, and we'll go from there. Okay, I've talked enough. I've talked for a long time. I need to go get more coffee. All right. Bye, Yarny friends.